The power of vulnerability is a transformative exploration of what it means to be authentic, courageous, and connected in a world that often values perfection and invulnerability. This concept challenges us to embrace our imperfections, own our stories, and step into the fullness of who we are. Vulnerability, rather than being a weakness, is revealed as the birthplace of creativity, innovation, and meaningful relationships. It invites us to take risks, face uncertainty, and lean into the discomfort of being truly seen, fostering resilience and deeper human connections. Embracing imperfection is not about resignation or settling for mediocrity. It's about finding the freedom to be human in all our messy, imperfect glory. The pursuit of perfection is an exhausting, often unattainable goal that can keep us from experiencing the richness of life in its entirety. In a world that glorifies flawless appearances, success, and outcomes, embracing imperfection is an act of radical self-compassion. When we stop demanding perfection from ourselves, we begin to see the beauty in our flaws, the growth in our mistakes, and the possibility in our vulnerability. Perfection, often rooted in fear and self-doubt, creates an illusion of control, and in doing so, disconnects us from our true selves. The reality is that none of us are perfect, and that's precisely where our strength lies. It's our imperfections that make us relatable, authentic, and human. They are the qualities that allow others to connect with us on a deeper level. By accepting imperfection, we open the door to creativity and growth. When we acknowledge that making mistakes is part of the journey, we free ourselves from the paralyzing fear of failure. We give ourselves permission to try new things, to experiment, and to take risks because we no longer need to get it right every time. This acceptance allows us to innovate, to be more playful, and to explore without the weight of perfectionism holding us back. In relationships, embracing imperfection is equally transformative. When we let go of the expectation that we or others need to be flawless, we create space for true intimacy. Vulnerability, often seen as a weakness, becomes a strength because it allows us to show up as our authentic selves. The people who truly matter will love us not despite our imperfections, but because of them, our struggles, our quirks, and our scars are what make us unique and worthy of connection. Furthermore, embracing imperfection helps us develop resilience. Life will always present challenges, and mistakes will inevitably happen. But when we can view these experiences as opportunities for learning, rather than as failures to be avoided, we build emotional strength. Each time we embrace a setback, we gain the wisdom to move forward with more compassion for ourselves and others. Ultimately, embracing imperfection is about letting go of the need to be perfect and allowing ourselves to be enough as we are. It's about embracing the messiness of life, finding grace in our flaws, and discovering that we are worthy of love and success, not in spite of our imperfections, but because of them. Courage in uncertainty is the ability to step forward into the unknown, to act with bravery in the face of fear, doubt, and ambiguity. It is about moving forward even when the path is unclear, knowing that not everything can be controlled and being okay with that. Life is inherently uncertain, and the more we try to predict, manage, or control every outcome, the more we limit our potential for growth and transformation. Yet embracing courage in the face of this uncertainty is what opens the door to new possibilities and experiences. The heart of courage and uncertainty lies in vulnerability, the willingness to take risks without knowing what the outcome will be. It requires a mindset shift from wanting to know everything in advance to learning how to trust ourselves, even when we can't see the end result. It's about becoming comfortable with discomfort and accepting that uncertainty is not something to fear, but something to lean into. Uncertainty offers us the space to grow, to challenge ourselves, and to evolve. Stepping into the unknown is an act of deep trust, not just in the world around us, but in ourselves. When we face uncertain situations, whether it's a new career, a difficult conversation, or a major life change, our natural tendency might be to resist, to protect ourselves from failure, or to retreat back into safety. Yet courage asks us to do the opposite, to move forward, even when the outcome is unclear. It asks us to lean into the discomfort, to be present with the fear and the doubt, and to continue walking the path, even when the next step is shrouded in uncertainty. This type of courage is not about being fearless, it's about taking action in spite of fear. Fear is a natural part of being human. It's our body's way of signaling that something important is at stake. But courage doesn't require the absence of fear. It requires the willingness to acknowledge it, to face it, and to act anyway. It's the ability to acknowledge our vulnerability without being paralyzed by it. In fact, courage in uncertainty is deeply tied to our capacity for vulnerability, because it's only when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable that we can truly engage with the unknown in a meaningful way. The beauty of courage in uncertainty is that it opens up new avenues for creativity and innovation. When we release the need for a guaranteed outcome, we make room for exploration and experimentation. We allow ourselves to try new things, knowing that failure is part of the process. Innovation does not come from playing it safe, it comes from the willingness to take risks, to embrace uncertainty, and to make mistakes along the way. These mistakes are not failures, they are valuable lessons that teach us, shape us, and refine our approach. In relationships, courage in uncertainty is about showing up even when we don't have all the answers. It's about leaning into conversations that are difficult or vulnerable, knowing that we cannot predict how they will unfold. It's about giving others the space to be themselves without needing to control or fix them. When we approach relationships with courage and uncertainty, we allow for deeper connections and a greater sense of mutual respect. We stop worrying about the perfect thing to say and simply show up as we are, trusting that honesty, openness, and empathy will guide us through. Ultimately, courage in uncertainty is about letting go of the illusion of control and finding freedom in the unknown. It's about trusting ourselves enough to take risks and to move forward, even when the outcome is uncertain. It's about facing the fear of the unknown with an open heart, knowing that we are capable of navigating whatever comes our way. When we embrace this kind of courage, we not only transform our own lives, but also create the space for others to do the same. It's through our willingness to face uncertainty that we discover new possibilities and invite the unexpected into our lives, leading us toward greater fulfillment, connection, and growth. The gift of connection is one of the most profound and transformative aspects of being human. At its core, connection is about understanding, belonging, and sharing in the experiences of others. It is the invisible thread that binds us together, fostering empathy, trust, and love. In a world that can often feel isolating and fragmented, the gift of connection is a powerful reminder that we are not alone. We are part of something larger than ourselves, and through our connections, we find meaning, purpose, and a sense of belonging. True connection goes beyond superficial interactions or transactional relationships. It is about opening ourselves up to others vulnerable, authentic, and unguarded. It's about letting go of the facades and masks we often wear, allowing ourselves to be seen for who we truly are. When we make the conscious choice to connect with others on a deeper level, we invite the possibility of real intimacy, where our shared humanity becomes the foundation for mutual understanding and growth. One of the most remarkable aspects of connection is its ability to heal. When we connect with others in a meaningful way, we share our stories, struggles, and triumphs. This shared experience fosters a sense of validation and understanding. We begin to realize that we are not alone in our challenges, our fears, or our dreams. The simple act of being seen and heard can be incredibly powerful, as it creates space for healing, growth, and acceptance. It reminds us that our experiences, both the difficult and the joyous, are part of the broader human story, and through connection, we find the courage to move forward. Connection is also essential for cultivating empathy. When we allow ourselves to truly listen to others without judgment or interruption, we open our hearts to their experiences. We step into their shoes and begin to understand their pain, joy, hopes, and fears. Empathy is the bridge that allows us to relate to others, even when we have different backgrounds or perspectives. Through empathy, we cultivate a deeper sense of compassion, which strengthens our relationships and our ability to support one another. In turn, this empathy creates a cycle of connection where we give and receive care, understanding, and love, building a community of support. Furthermore, the gift of connection is what allows us to feel seen, heard, and valued. Human beings have an inherent need to belong, to know that we matter in the lives of others. It is through our connections that we discover our worth. When we allow ourselves to connect authentically with others, we create the space for reciprocal relationships built on trust, respect, and shared vulnerability. These connections become a reflection of our own value, reinforcing our sense of belonging and helping us navigate the challenges of life with a greater sense of self-assurance. Connection is also transformative in its power to create change. When we come together with others who share our values, passions, or vision, we unlock the potential for collective action and impact. The bonds we form with others fuel our creativity, motivation, and resilience. When we are connected to a community, we feel empowered to act, knowing that we are part of something greater than ourselves. Whether it's working together on a common goal, supporting each other through difficult times, or simply sharing in the joys of life, the power of connection amplifies our capacity to make a difference in the world. In relationships, the gift of connection requires intentionality and vulnerability. It's about showing up as our authentic selves without masks or pretenses. Vulnerability and connection is what allows trust to blossom and deepens the bond between people. It's through vulnerability that we share our fears, hopes, and dreams, and it is through vulnerability that others can truly see us. In these moments of raw honesty, true intimacy is formed and relationships are strengthened. This deeper connection leads to a sense of belonging and a greater appreciation for the people in our lives. The gift of connection also teaches us the importance of presence. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to become distracted or disconnected, even when we are physically near others. But genuine connection requires being fully present, both physically and emotionally. When we give our full attention to someone, we acknowledge their importance and show them that they matter. This presence allows us to create spaces of safety and trust, where vulnerability can flourish and where both individuals feel supported and valued. In the face of challenges or adversity, the gift of connection becomes even more valuable. During difficult times, it is the relationships we have with others that often provide the strength and comfort we need to persevere. Whether it's a shoulder to lean on, a listening ear, or a word of encouragement, connection offers a sense of solidarity that can help us navigate the darkest moments. In these moments, we are reminded that we are not isolated in our struggles. We are part of a larger web of human experience, and it is through our connections that we find the strength to continue. Ultimately, the gift of connection is about embracing the richness of human relationships. It is a reminder that we are all interconnected, that we are all part of a shared journey, and that through connection, we find the meaning and purpose that make life worth living. Whether it's through family, friends, colleagues, or even strangers, the relationships we build offer us the opportunity to grow, heal, and become the best versions of ourselves. In embracing the gift of connection, we discover the power of love, compassion, and community forces that have the ability to transform both our lives and the world around us. Shame resilience is the ability to face and navigate the painful experience of shame without allowing it to define us. Shame, often defined as the feeling that we are fundamentally flawed or unworthy, has the power to isolate us, distort our sense of self, and hold us back from living authentically. It thrives in secrecy, silence, and judgment, often leading us to hide parts of ourselves or withdraw from meaningful connections. However, building shame resilience is a transformative process that helps us confront shame head-on, regain our sense of self-worth, and heal. At the heart of shame resilience is the understanding that shame is a universal human experience. Everyone experiences shame at some point, but it's how we respond to it that matters. When we are able to acknowledge that we are not alone in our shame, we begin to diminish its power over us. Recognizing that shame is a part of being human, something that all people feel, regardless of their background, status, or life circumstances, helps normalize the experience and reduce the isolation it often causes. And the first step in building shame resilience is learning to recognize shame as it arises. Shame can show up in many forms, whether it's feeling unworthy, fearing judgment, or doubting our value. It can manifest as feelings of inadequacy, guilt, or embarrassment. It's important to pay attention to these emotions and understand the ways in which shame manifests in our bodies and minds. Shame often triggers a physical reaction, such as a tightening in the chest, a sense of heat in the face, or a desire to retreat. By becoming more attuned to these signs, we can begin to acknowledge when shame is at play and give ourselves permission to process it. Once we recognize shame, it is crucial to break the cycle of secrecy that often surrounds it. Shame thrives in silence and isolation, and keeping shame hidden only strengthens its hold on us. Sharing our experiences with others, whether through trusted friends, a therapist, or a support group, can help release the grip of shame. When we open up and share our stories, we allow others to offer empathy and understanding. This vulnerability is not only a means of reclaiming our power over shame, but it also builds connections with others who may have experienced similar feelings, creating a sense of shared humanity and mutual support. An essential part of shame resilience is developing the ability to separate our actions or mistakes from our self-worth. Shame often convinces us that we are our mistakes, that our flaws or failures define us. This belief can prevent us from moving forward and trying again as we internalize the idea that we are unworthy of success or love. Resilience against shame requires the ability to reframe our self-perception and recognize that our worth is not contingent upon our actions or shortcomings. We are worthy simply because we exist, not because we are flawless or perfect. This shift in perspective allows us to view our mistakes and shortcomings as opportunities for learning and growth rather than as evidence of our failure. Another important aspect of shame resilience is cultivating self-compassion. When we experience shame, it's easy to fall into harsh self-criticism, believing that we are unlovable or unworthy of care. Practicing self-compassion involves treating ourselves with the same kindness, understanding, and patience that we would offer to a friend in distress. Rather than judging ourselves for feeling ashamed, we can offer ourselves the same empathy and support we would provide to someone we love. This self-compassion creates a sense of safety and acceptance within ourselves, helping to break down the barriers that shame constructs and allowing us to heal. Building shame resilience also involves confronting and challenging the societal and cultural messages that fuel shame. Many of the things that make us feel ashamed are tied to external expectations, whether it's the pressure to conform to societal beauty standards, to succeed in our careers, or to live up to idealized images of family or relationships. These societal messages often tell us that we are not enough unless we meet certain criteria. Resilience against shame requires us to challenge these norms and question the narratives that tell us we are flawed or inadequate. It involves embracing our authentic selves, free from the need to meet external expectations or to fit into predefined boxes. Learning to embrace vulnerability is also a critical element of shame resilience. Vulnerability allows us to be seen, to show our true selves without the armor of perfection or defensiveness. It is through vulnerability that we can form meaningful connections with others and experience the healing power of being fully accepted. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable in the face of shame, we diminish its power. Instead of running from shame or attempting to hide our perceived flaws, we can lean into our vulnerability and embrace our imperfections as part of what makes us human. Lastly, shame resilience involves creating a sense of belonging. Shame often makes us feel as though we do not belong, whether it's because of our mistakes, our perceived inadequacies, or the parts of ourselves that we hide. By fostering relationships with people who accept us as we are, we create spaces where shame has less power. These relationships based on trust, empathy, and shared vulnerability offer a safe haven where we can heal and feel supported. When we know that we are not alone in our experiences and that others see us as valuable and worthy, the grip of shame loosens and we can begin to reclaim our sense of self. Innovation through risk is the process of stepping outside the confines of the familiar and embracing uncertainty to create something new, transformative, and groundbreaking. At its core, innovation requires a willingness to challenge the status quo, to look at problems from new angles, and to experiment with ideas that have not yet been proven or tested. It is rooted in the understanding that to achieve something truly innovative, we must be willing to take risks that involve uncertainty, failure, and vulnerability. Risk is often seen as a negative force, something to avoid or mitigate at all costs. But in the world of innovation, risk is essential. Without risk, there is no possibility for progress or breakthrough. The most significant advancements in science, technology, art, and society have been the result of individuals or groups willing to take bold, calculated risks in pursuit of a vision. These risks may lead to failure, but they also open up the possibility of success and the chance to explore uncharted territories. Innovation cannot thrive in a climate of fear or hesitation. It flourishes when we have the courage to move forward in the face of uncertainty. When we talk about innovation through risk, it's important to recognize that risk does not always mean jumping into the unknown without a plan. In fact, successful innovators understand the importance of calculated risk-taking, assessing the potential outcomes, weighing the costs, and making informed decisions about how to proceed. Taking risks in innovation requires balance, the courage to try something new combined with the wisdom to understand the potential consequences. Risk in this context is not reckless or haphazard, but is a strategic decision that pushes the boundaries of what is known. In any innovative process, there are inherent uncertainties and challenges. The outcome is rarely guaranteed, and the journey is often unpredictable. This uncertainty can be daunting, but it is also what makes innovation exciting. It is within the unknown that creativity thrives, and it is through the act of embracing this uncertainty that breakthroughs occur. Risk offers the opportunity to explore new ideas, discover fresh solutions, and create products or services that challenge existing paradigms. By taking risks, we are not only pushing the boundaries of what is possible, but also expanding the very definition of success. One of the key aspects of innovation through risk is the willingness to fail. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is an integral part of the innovation process. When we take risks, we open ourselves up to the possibility of failure, but we also create the opportunity to learn, adapt, and improve. Failure provides valuable feedback. It highlights areas for growth, forces us to reassess our approach, and helps refine our ideas. Embracing failure as a natural part of the process allows innovators to remain resilient, to persist despite setbacks, and to continue refining their vision. Without the willingness to fail, true innovation would be stifled, as people would be too afraid to venture beyond the comfort zone of what is known. Another critical element of innovation through risk is the freedom to experiment. Risk encourages experimentation and allows for the exploration of unconventional ideas and solutions. Often, the most innovative ideas come from places of experimentation when we stop following prescribed formulas and start thinking outside the box. This experimentation may involve trial and error, and the process may not always be linear. However, Through this exploration, new insights emerge and unexpected solutions surface. Risk fosters an environment where ideas can evolve, develop, and mature in ways that would not be possible in a more risk-averse environment. The connection between innovation and risk also underscores the importance of a growth mindset. Those who embrace innovation through risk understand that challenges and setbacks are not signs of failure, but are opportunities to learn and grow. A growth mindset allows individuals and teams to approach risk with curiosity rather than fear. It encourages experimentation, adaptability, and resilience in the face of adversity. When innovation is driven by a growth mindset, risk becomes a catalyst for continuous improvement and progress rather than something to be avoided. In the context of organizations and businesses, innovation through risk is vital for staying competitive and relevant in an ever-changing market. Companies that embrace risk are more likely to develop new products, services, and processes that differentiate them from competitors and meet the evolving needs of their customers. In today's fast-paced world, the ability to innovate quickly and take risks can be the key to survival. Organizations that shy away from risk often find themselves left behind, unable to keep up with the pace of technological advancement or changing consumer demands. On the other hand, those willing to take calculated risks are often the ones who lead the charge, creating new markets and shaping the future. Risk also plays a pivotal role in fostering a culture of innovation within teams and organizations. When individuals feel safe to take risks, they are more likely to contribute bold ideas and creative solutions. A culture that encourages risk-taking allows employees to experiment without fear of failure or reprimand. This kind of environment promotes a sense of autonomy and ownership, where individuals feel empowered to take creative risks and explore unconventional approaches. In turn, this can lead to a collective surge in innovative thinking, where teams collaborate and inspire each other to push the boundaries of what is possible. Moreover, risk in innovation has a broader societal impact. Many of the greatest societal changes, such as advancements in medicine, technology, and social justice, have been the result of individuals and groups taking risks to challenge the existing systems. These risks may come with significant personal or professional costs, but they also have the potential to create lasting, transformative change. When people take risks in the pursuit of social innovation, they challenge the status quo and up new possibilities for progress. These efforts may not always succeed, but they pave the way for future generations to build upon and refine the ideas that were once considered too risky or unconventional. Innovation through risk is also intrinsically linked to resilience. The process of taking risks and facing setbacks requires a strong sense of perseverance and emotional strength. Resilient innovators are able to bounce back from failure, learn from mistakes, and continue pushing forward. Resilience allows innovators to view risks not as threats, but as opportunities for growth. It is through resilience that innovation can thrive, as individuals and organizations alike are able to overcome obstacles and continue pursuing bold, transformative ideas. The practice of gratitude and joy is a powerful approach to cultivating a positive mindset, nurturing emotional well-being, and building meaningful connections with others. It is the intentional focus on recognizing and appreciating the good in our lives, no matter how small, and savoring the moments that bring us happiness and contentment. In a world that often emphasizes the hustle, the challenges, and the demands of daily life, the practice of gratitude and joy offers a respite, a space where we can pause, reflect, and reconnect with the things that truly matter. Gratitude is more than just saying thank you when something good happens. It is a mindset, a way of engaging with the world that allows us to notice and acknowledge the positive aspects of our lives. It is about being intentional in recognizing the blessings, the people, and the experiences that bring us fulfillment. Gratitude encourages us to shift our focus from what is lacking to what is abundant. This shift in perspective can have a profound impact on our mental and emotional health, as it helps to reduce stress, anxiety, and negative thinking while promoting a sense of peace and contentment. The practice of gratitude involves more than just thinking about the things for which we are thankful. It requires actively engaging with them. This might mean taking time each day to reflect on what went well, journaling about the moments that made us feel grateful, or expressing our thanks to others. By making gratitude a regular practice, we train our minds to see the positive even in challenging situations. We begin to notice the small acts of kindness, the simple pleasures, and the everyday miracles that often go unnoticed when we are caught up in the demands of life. Over time, this practice creates a deep sense of appreciation for what we have rather than constantly striving for what we lack. Joy, on the other hand, is the emotion that arises when we connect with the things that bring us happiness and fulfillment. While gratitude focuses on recognizing what is good, joy is the feeling we experience when we immerse ourselves in those things. Joy can be found in the simplest of moments: a shared laugh with a friend, the warmth of a hug, the beauty of a sunset, or the quiet peace of a morning cup of coffee. The practice of joy is about being present in these moments, allowing ourselves to fully experience the emotions they evoke. It is the conscious act of savoring the richness of life, regardless of the circumstances. Joy is not something that happens to us by chance. It is something we actively choose to cultivate. It often requires us to slow down, to pay attention to the present moment, and to let go of distractions. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to miss the opportunities for joy that surround us. The practice of joy involves intentionally creating space for these moments and being mindful of the feelings they evoke. By doing so, we can transform everyday experiences into sources of deep fulfillment and happiness. Whether it's taking a moment to appreciate the beauty of nature or simply relishing a good conversation with a loved one, joy can be found in the small, often overlooked aspects of life. In addition to enhancing our emotional well-being, gratitude and joy are closely linked to our relationships with others. When we practice gratitude, we become more aware of the positive contributions others make to our lives. This awareness fosters a greater sense of appreciation for the people around us and encourages us to express our thanks more often. Gratitude deepens our connections with others by creating a cycle of positivity and mutual respect. When we acknowledge the good in others, we invite them to do the same, strengthening the bonds of friendship, family, and community. Joy also plays a significant role in our relationships. Shared joy, whether through laughter, celebration, or mutual support, helps to create strong emotional connections. When we experience joy with others, we bond over the positive emotions we share, reinforcing feelings of love and companionship. The practice of joy encourages us to be present with others, to celebrate their successes, and to find reasons to be grateful for the moments we spend together. In doing so, we foster a sense of belonging and connection that enhances our relationships and contributes to a greater sense of collective well-being. One of the most transformative aspects of gratitude and joy is their ability to shift our focus from scarcity to abundance. In a culture that often emphasizes what we don't have, the practice of gratitude reminds us of the wealth of experiences, relationships, and resources already present in our lives. It encourages us to focus on what we can give rather than what we can get. This shift in perspective has a profound impact on our sense of happiness and fulfillment. Rather than constantly chasing after more, we learn to find contentment in what we already possess, creating a sense of inner peace and satisfaction. Gratitude and joy also have a physiological impact on our bodies. Studies have shown that practicing gratitude can lead to improved mental health, reduced stress, and even better physical health. When we focus on the positive aspects of life, our brain releases chemicals like dopamine and serotonin neurotransmitters that are associated with feelings of happiness and well-being. These chemical changes have a ripple effect, improving our mood, reducing feelings of anxiety or depression, and enhancing our overall quality of life. The regular practice of gratitude and joy not only changes the way we think, but it also has a lasting impact on our emotional and physical health. Furthermore, gratitude and joy have the power to transform the way we approach challenges and adversity. When we are in the midst of difficulty, it can be easy to feel overwhelmed by negativity and despair. However, by intentionally practicing gratitude, we can find moments of light even in the darkest of times. Gratitude allows us to recognize the support we have from others, the lessons we've learned, and the resilience we've built. Similarly, joy offers us the strength to endure hardship by reminding us of the things that bring us happiness, no matter how small. In this way, gratitude and joy help us navigate difficult moments with greater resilience and hope. The practice of gratitude and joy is also deeply connected to the idea of mindfulness. Both practices require us to be present, to pay attention to the moment, and to fully experience the emotions and sensations we encounter. Mindfulness allows us to savor the feelings of gratitude and joy as they arise, enhancing their impact and deepening their effect. By cultivating mindfulness, we become more attuned to the blessings in our lives and better able to find joy in the present moment. Ultimately, the practice of gratitude and joy is a choice, a decision to focus on the positive, to appreciate the good, and to embrace the moments that bring us happiness. While it may not always come easily, especially in the face of adversity, it is through these practices that we create a foundation for emotional well-being, resilience, and connection. When we actively choose to practice gratitude and joy, we invite a sense of peace, fulfillment, and abundance into our lives. In conclusion, the practices of vulnerability, gratitude, joy, and resilience are not just abstract concepts, they are transformative tools that empower us to lead more fulfilling, authentic lives. By embracing vulnerability, we open ourselves to growth, connection, and innovation, understanding that it is through our imperfections and risks that we discover our true strength. Gratitude shifts our focus from scarcity to abundance, helping us appreciate the richness of our lives and fostering deeper relationships. Joy invites us to savor the present moment, finding fulfillment even in the simplest experiences. And by building shame resilience, we learn to face our flaws with compassion and courage, allowing us to grow stronger and more connected with others. Together, these practices form a foundation for emotional well-being, offering us the tools to navigate uncertainty, build meaningful connections, and create a life rooted in purpose and authenticity. When we embody these values, we not only enrich our own lives, but inspire those around us to do the same. As we embrace vulnerability, express gratitude, choose joy, and cultivate resilience, we create a ripple effect that transforms our personal lives, our relationships, and the world at large.